Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Shudder. Sheila's sainthood is speeding bold and beautiful toward a terrifying new normal. The past 2 weeks I've been scratching my head at Bold and Beautiful's decision to make Sheila Carter their romantic lead. But this week, as she joyously accepted Deacon's proposal and Finn officially became a full-blown Sheila shipper, I got it. I think. If I'm right, what's coming will be awesome. If I'm wrong, well, there's a first time for everything, right? Let's get one thing out of the way right up front. I've been a fan of both Sheila and her portrayer Kimberlyn Brown since first both appeared on The Young and the Restless way back in 1990. Fun fact, Sheila joined that show only 3 years before Bold and Beautiful aired its first episode. That's how long the character has been around. But I'm also a big believer in villains having a shelf life. It's one of the reasons that The Edge of Night was my all-time favorite soap. That much-missed show knew that the key to a great villain was to cast an amazing actor, unleash them on your core characters, and then give the audience of seeing them punished, whether by sending them off to jail or killing them. No, not kill them in a manner that would allow them to return, but actually put them in a grave, preferably kicking off an epic murder mystery. Edge understood that viewers need to see bad guys brought down, and that's certainly truer in today's world than it was during that soap's run. All of which brings me back to Sheila. Of course, given that the entire show now revolves around her, that's pretty much all we're going to be talking about this week. A lot of fans, especially those who are Finn/Steffi shippers, hate that he has suddenly decided to say, "Sure, she shot me and my wife, tried to kill my non-birth mom, and has broken more laws than I have abs, but damn it, I love my psycho birth mom." In fact, he literally uttered this line to Hope. What she did, it was heroic. But was it really enough to completely whitewash Sheila's history? Also, and this is no small point, how do we even know she's telling the truth about having offered up her own life in exchange for those of Finn's loved ones? All we have is Sheila's word, and she is, at best, the very definition of an unreliable narrator. But as usual, I've gotten waylaid. Remember way back at the start of this column I hinted at an awesome twist which will make all of this Sheila worshipping worthwhile. Well, what could be more rewarding for those who've waited years, literally decades, to see Sheila pay for her crimes and allowing her to get everything she ever wanted, and then rip the rug out from under her? Think about it. Right now, Sheila is flying high. She's got son Finn singing her praises, Deacon's ring on her finger, and even Hope seems ready to convince folks to give the 9-toed monster a chance. Sure, Steffi's not likely to be as forgiving as Finn, but if that causes problems in his marriage, Sheila's likely to see that as a win too. Longtime viewers have seen this story play out before. Remember when Sheila was in love with Eric and believed that all of her dreams were going to come true? Heck, when I spoke with Brown a while back, she admitted that the story I've always tried to tell is that everything she does for love. She's never been given that love or even the chance because whenever she's gotten close, someone has gotten in the way, and that's when she does the things that she does. Which brings us to what's happening on screen right now. Sheila's happier than she's been in years, and so secure in her position that she's literally taunting Lee in the cruelest way possible, leaving me to wonder who's going to be the person to take it all away and bring the self-sabotaging, impulsive, deadly side of Sheila roaring back. I've literally lost track of how many weeks I've asked this question, but it will continue until we know the answer. What's Paris up to these days? Asterisk when Deacon told Finn, "It's not enough to believe her, you have to believe in her." I had visions of Peter Pan urging everyone to bring Tinkerbell back to life by clapping for her. This week's line of dialogue that no actual human would speak came when Sheila said to Finn how hard it must have been for Steffi, thinking that she killed me, your mother. As if he, of all people, didn't understand their connection. Not to be outdone, Steffi later said that Hope does have a soft spot for Deacon her father. I'm sorry, but it's hard to take Finn seriously when he says crap like, "It never made sense that you went after Steffi." Weirdly, that line could have been saved had they simply expanded it a bit. Yes, there was a time when you were filled with hatred and anger toward her, but that night, there was no reason for you to attack her. Shudder. Sheila's sainthood is speeding bold and beautiful toward a terrifying new normal. In the quaint town of Willow Creek, where gossip whispered through the rustling leaves and secrets lingered in the air like the scent of freshly baked bread, there lived a woman named Sheila. Sheila was no ordinary woman. She was the epitome of grace, kindness, and selflessness. Her presence alone could light up the darkest corners of any soul, and her actions spoke louder than the church bells that chimed every Sunday morning. Sheila was revered by the townsfolk, not just for her unparalleled beauty but for her unwavering devotion to helping others. Whether it was feeding the homeless, tending to the sick, or simply offering a shoulder to cry on, Sheila was always there, her heart overflowing with compassion and love. But amidst the adoration and admiration, there lurked a darkness, a sinister force that threatened to shatter the idyllic facade of Willow Creek. It began innocently enough, with whispers and murmurs that danced through the town like shadows in the moonlight. Some claimed to have seen strange figures lurking in the woods, while others spoke of eerie occurrences that defied rational explanation. Yet Sheila remained untouched by the darkness that encroached upon the town, her halo of purity shining ever brighter in the face of adversity. Little did she know, however, that she was the key to unlocking a power beyond comprehension, a power that would reshape the very fabric of reality itself. It all started on a chilly autumn evening, the air thick with anticipation and the scent of impending doom. Sheila was on her usual rounds, distributing food and blankets to the less fortunate, when she stumbled upon a curious-looking amulet nestled among the fallen leaves. Intrigued by its otherworldly beauty, Sheila reached out to touch it, unaware of the ancient magic that lay dormant within. As soon as her fingertips brushed against the smooth surface of the amulet, a surge of power coursed through her veins, filling her with an otherworldly energy that both exhilarated and terrified her. She tried to pull away, to retreat from the unknown force that held her captive, but it was too late. The magic had already taken root, entwining itself with her very essence and binding her to a destiny she could not escape. From that moment on, Sheila's life changed irrevocably. Gone were the days of simple acts of kindness and selfless service. Instead, she found herself thrust into a world of darkness and chaos, where the lines between good and evil blurred beyond recognition. With each passing day, the amulet exerted its influence over her, twisting her thoughts and desires until she no longer knew where her true loyalties lay. The townsfolk watched in horror as Sheila's once gentle demeanor gave way to a newfound sense of power and authority. No longer content to simply help others, she began to assert her dominance over the town, using her newfound abilities to bend them to her will. Those who dared to oppose her were met with swift and merciless punishment, their cries for mercy falling on deaf ears. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Willow Creek became a shadow of its former self, a twisted reflection of the utopia it once was. Fear and paranoia gripped the townsfolk, their once unwavering faith in Sheila shattered by the harsh reality of her tyranny. Yet despite their best efforts to resist, they could not escape the iron grip of her influence, for she had become more than just a woman. She was a force of nature, a goddess among mortals. And so, as the sun set on another day in Willow Creek, the townsfolk gathered in hushed whispers, their hearts heavy with sorrow and despair. For they knew that no matter how hard they fought, they could never escape the clutches of Sheila's sainthood, a sainthood that had led them boldly and beautifully toward a terrifying new normal.